Hello everybody. So yesterday I had my third Bufo session after 5 years of having a Bufo in 2017, I believe. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was this before the summer of 2017. So the lead up to this. So if you don't want to hear about the lead up and the whole story, you can just skip ahead. The lead up to this was I met a friend through YouTube, Sophie, and she did Bufo, and she started this WhatsApp group, the Bufo Gang. And in the Bufo Gang, there were people who were doing Bufo. And one guy, David, he was sharing about Martin Ball, his work. So last couple of days, like David was doing sessions, and I could sometimes see that he was doing sessions because we would post updates, or some people would post updates and, you know, throw all kind of stuff in the group. I just throw everything in the group that like piques my enthusiasm or whatever. And then yeah, as the days were going by, this last couple of 2 weeks, 1 week, whenever I was doing breath work, I was having this intuitive, this knowing that came like, give yourself to the light, give yourself to the light. And I thought, like, there was this thought like, how? And then Bufo came, Bufo. So yeah, this week, very spontaneously, it just arose like, okay, let's look for the events in Bufo in Belgium. Okay, looking it up, and then seeing, okay, it's this weekend. Okay, so I did 2 cap sessions, 1 cap session earlier this week, and then a level 2 cap session in the middle of the week. I thought like, holy, it's like boom, boom, boom. So as soon as I reached out to the guy and we talked about the Bufo, and he said a lot of things. He said a lot of beautiful things. Talked about integration, about, I'm gonna paraphrase. He said, Bufo is only an excuse for you to be here, right? Or whatever you want to do here, it's only an excuse. The real cause in your life, that's what you need to look at, to become aware of, yeah. So he talked in a lot of ways, and I felt like a good energy, and I was like, okay. So I decided, I reached out to my friend. I put it in the Bufo group that I was going to do a Bufo session, and then it started. Anxiety, because my first 2 Bufo sessions, both times when they started, the first thing that happened was immediately this feeling of being swallowed. It's like everything is like swallowing itself up, and it's like, oh no. It's like you're just in this moment of complete self-implosion, and everything's like closing down the story. And I had a memory of that. I had 2 memories of that. Afterwards, of course, after you went through that and there was a full letting go, it was a different story. But initially, that was the experience, and it stayed in memory. So I'm gonna also post a video of my whole day, because I filmed it, and maybe I'll put in the audio from the guy that the facilitator that told me about Bufo, because the way I paraphrased it now, it was probably a bit wrong, so forget what I said. So I had anxiety coming up, and I knew I couldn't. Like, I was like, do I back out? But then the people in the Bufo group are gonna say, like, oh, you know, I have to say like, I couldn't do it, there was too much fear, whatever. So honestly, I just hoped that it would just happen. So, but I didn't know, I didn't feel like the like, hell yes, let's do this, go right ahead. It was just like, because it's like the projection of that experience, that memory, like, oh, this is what I'm going to, even though there's also the second part of the Bufo, which is completely open and beautiful. And yeah, so yeah, I guess that's when the process started for me already, revealing in me what was dormant, the fear of suffering, the way I handled the whole situation. I remember that day I woke up very early, 4 or 5 in the morning, and I knew, okay, Bufo, but I was like, just lie down and sleep through it, and then just say you slept through it or whatever. I also knew my friend was counting on me. So my friend, I woke up at 8 and I couldn't lay down anymore. I just woke up and I started to do my morning thing, like taking a shower, drinking hot water, doing breath work, doing some yoga. And while doing that, my friend started to communicate with my friend. And I was really thought like, oh, maybe another time, maybe another day, maybe not today, because I want to finish my routine, I want to drink my juice, all kinds of things. And I meditated and I was drinking my juice. And so my friend was already at the station, not far from me. And he was like, are we going or not? Where are you? And I'm like, yeah, I'm having a lot of fear. I'm having so much fear. And he had a certain kind of reaction. And yeah, I was just expressing that there was really a lot of fear, and he was having reactions of his own. And I don't know, can I say this? Yeah, there was triggers in him. He was triggered, and yeah, I'm not gonna go into the details, but he had all kinds of reactions. So I was like, all of a sudden, like, just like it was unfolding. It was just unfolding. But the fear in me was really like here. So I told him, how about we go and I'll decide there and then if I do it or not. I'll watch you go first and then I'll decide if I do it or not. And he's like, he came over. I gave him some juice. We were drinking, so we had already missed our initial planned trip to go. So we talked, and he was like, yeah, it doesn't feel, it feels forced. It doesn't feel, so we were like in this moment where we were just like, yeah, we don't really need to do it. Why do we really want to do it? It doesn't feel like light, and like it feels like, yeah, like there's so much. And so I looked at my friend and I realized, like, we have this whole day, it's such a beautiful day, and I thought, like, let's just go. There was this thought, like, let's just go, and then let's just ride there with the train. It's a 2-3 hour trip, and if we don't want to do it in that moment, we decided. And I also had the consultation that I did with Martin. I had like a short part of it, and I was like, let's just listen to this in the train, and yeah, maybe it will convince us, maybe not, but yeah. And then we went on the train, we're listening to it. All of a sudden there was this easiness, because I had the consultation the day before, but I was talking, I was in the moment, but then everything he said was so interesting. Maybe I'll post it if anybody is interested. He talked a lot about my process, about where I am, about my stuck-ups. And so listening to that consultation, somehow I just felt like a melting, like, okay, I'm just in this flow and it's happening. It's already happening. There's just this resistance coming up. I wasn't aware of that, but it was just, okay, everything calmed down. We're ongoing. Where we're going. So then we arrived and we had like to wait for a taxi because the taxi is taking so long. And we reached out to the people from the facilitation. They came and get us. They come and get us, and then we arrived. It's like a house with a couple of people sitting in the living room eating. We talked for a little bit. Then we went upstairs to the third room. Third room, there were 2 beds with 2 buckets, and I could see the pipes on the white table. Now, the facilitators were 2 women, and they wanted us to do it simultaneously. But while I was there, the moment they got closer and closer and closer, it was like more like, oh, no, 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 no. So I said, like, can we do it turn by turn, one by one? And they looked at each other and they were like, I'm not gonna force you to smoke it. If you don't want to smoke it, you don't smoke it. So I was like, yeah, I want to see my friend do it first. So, and I was like, can you record us when we do it? Because I want to record it for myself, for the Bufo group, for whatever. I just wanted to record it. I had the impulse. They were like, sure. So I asked my friend, do you want to be recorded? And he said, no, it's okay. So he smoked. He fell down, and the thing that he said was, yes, yes, yes. Like he stayed there for a minute, 2 minutes. And then I see him getting up, opening his eyes, looking at us. Like, okay, it's done. And my mind is like, what the what? 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 And I couldn't believe it. It was done. So then they were like, okay, it's your turn now, Igor. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what? So I go over, I sit, and I look at him. He's sitting with them. He's like there, and she's like getting ready to do it. I'm like, wait. I breathe in. I'm sitting there, and I feel my body is like anticipating, like no. And she's about to do it, so I like breathe in, breathe out, and then as soon as I want to breathe in, there's this image in my mind that's like the memory of what's gonna come now. Like when you smoke it, and it's like this mistiness that's like, oh, you just dissolve and you go like this, and like that memory, it came up, and my body was like, no, I don't want to go, no, like no, wait, and it was like automatic break. Like every time that I was like, okay, let's do it, break, and I just sat there for I don't know how long, but I sat breathing. My friend, I'm looking at him, and he lays down because he lays down and he just like, still something happening on, but it's, yeah, he just very at ease, very, I don't know, very calm, very still. It was so peaceful. And I thought like, holy moly, he's fully surrendered. So what he did is, he did a couple of cap sessions, 6, 7, 8 cap sessions, and then he listened to non-duality videos from Tony Parsons and Jim Newman, and then he had like a shift where he said, there was like, there's no me anymore. There's no, yeah, there was like a shift that happened. And after that, when he went to cap sessions, or we did inner dance, or now even this, it was just all flowing. It's like before, it was my friend who was struggling and had this story and had this, and now all of a sudden, there's just this, yeah, it's before and after. It's just a different quality now that he has. And I see it in his sessions, like, holy, he just surrendered. Like in cap sessions, super active, like a lot of movements, and yeah. So I'm sitting there, I'm breathing in my belly, and I'm waiting for an impulse to come to give me the go ahead to like, yeah, Igor, go. And I'm just breathing. Nothing happens. And I'm sitting there looking at it. She's like, what are you afraid of? She started to inquire. She's like, you are already having the Bufo without the Bufo. This is what it's revealing to you. And afterwards she told me, like, the biggest takeaway, or one of the biggest takeaways for you is this: when you're in a situation and when you have to choose, and you can freeze and not choose, right? So you're not connected with life. You're in this doubt, and in this doubt, nothing's happening. And this is what can happen, or this is what happens. And she's like, how do I dissolve this? Or she was like, you just have to be observe it. Usually, she's like, I see, or it's like when you're so tired of this pattern, of this happening over and over, when just like it reached its limit point, you're like, I don't care anymore, and you just start to do it. It's like you got tired of it. So I was sitting there, and she was inquiring. She's like, why are you here? What do you want from Bufo? And I was like, it's like all things came up. It was very interesting. I really wished it was being filmed, because I only have memory of it now. But it was very interesting. It was like about, because I don't feel happy in my life, because I don't feel like I'm intimately involved in every part of my life. Like I'm not living fully from sincerity and intimacy and involvement, intimacy and sincerity and honesty. It's like, why am I here? I'm here because I want to in a way overcome my fear of letting go or of dying. But that's like the superficial. The real reason is because I want to live sincerely from an honest place, from a pure place. And because in my breath work that came up, like, give yourself to the light, and it said Bufo. So I'm just following that guidance, that invitation. But like that, those revelations that came to me, it was really like precious to me, because I realized, okay, like I understood, like in my life, I have all kinds of situations, life situations, but I'm not completely, sincerely, and intimately present in them. They're just there, and I'm allowing them to be there, and I'm allowing myself to go through them and interact with them, but I'm not intimately, fully present, So that clarified for me. She's like, you don't need to do the Bufo, but do you want to? Do you want to? Like, there's just this resistance, and my friend was sitting there, and I was like, why can't I just go through this hurdle, through this fear? So I was like, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. So I went to the bathroom. So in that morning of the session, I did a meditation, which is it's like a non-dual meditation, a self-inquiry meditation by Muji. It's called The Invitation. It's between, like, if you look it up. So I did that, and I was in the flow the whole day. And then while I was sitting in the toilet, it was like I wasn't peeing or anything. I was just sitting there and breathing deeply into my belly, and I just breathed in the word surrender, surrender, surrender. Like I kept breathing in it, surrender, 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 surrender. And then after some time, like impulses came to my head. There was like a shift. Just like, okay. I stood up. I went back in, and I sat there, and I'm like, I just sat there, and I just breathed into my belly, And in the toilet, I had this thought, like, maybe I should just flip a coin, and if it says this, go do it. If it doesn't say this, don't do it. One of my things that were revealed to me was, besides the fear fear that was being projected on the experience. But they were like, every experience is a new experience. Every experience is a completely experience on itself. Besides that, there was also fear about that there was something with my health, that something was going to happen, that something was going to happen with my mind, because because when I was, there was just this fear that like maybe something's gonna happen, or I don't know what. That was creating all kinds of doubts and fears, and I was just waiting for that yes moment. Yes, we're gonna do it. It didn't come. So we're just sitting there, breathing. And then she puts this phone and she's like, she says, whether you're gonna do it or not, you're gonna pay anyway. Maybe that's motivation for you. Like, okay. Okay. And then she gave me the phone and she's like, flip a coin. If it says B, you do Bufo. If it says A, you go. I put it on, it did B. Like, okay. So I went to the bed. Breathe in, breathe out, and I felt it in my body. It was just like, okay, like I have to accept death. I have to accept dying. It's okay, dying, okay. So immediately, breathing and then breathing and then breathing and then breathing and then holding it, looking at them. Everything's becoming a bit like rosy, and then releasing it, going. And immediately, after I let it go, there was like this self-implosion happening, like like it was as if the core of I, the sense of I, this tension of I was being like imploding on itself, and my whole world, my story of I don't want to die was coming to an end. It was like, so all of a sudden there were like these sensations. Like I opened my eyes and like looked at my hands. I'm like, this is real. And then like I felt these other sensations, and I looked at them like I think I'm dying. I think something's wrong with my heart, and my body started to move. And it's like, it's very difficult to describe the dimensional experience quality that it has, but it's very like it felt, this is my subjective experience, right? But it feels like you're in this bubble. Of just wholeness, and everything's just happening in that one instance, but it's timeless. It's just without sense of time, and it's like and everything. Like I felt this deep contraction in my belly, like this, like, and it just, it was like I was going through this inside whirlpool, being swallowed, and it was going like, I don't want to die, no. But the end was there, and it was inevitable. It was like, the end is coming, dying, disappearing, and then scream, a deep scream, and then after that deep scream, I don't remember exactly. This is like this part, I don't fully remember. Yeah, this is very, very, very peculiar, because I don't really remember. But all of a sudden, I remember like there was a, like, I don't know if there was a blackout space, but I was going through that, and after the scream, and then all of a sudden, some moments later, opening my eyes and just feeling this complete energetic opening, and it was like just energy radiating in my heart, like infinity, like infinite, like there's no boundaries, and it's just coming in, and it goes, it's like it was transparent, so it was going through without boundary and expanding. It was like the universe was sending or creating heart orgasms, and it was like, and I looked around and I just saw them. I was like, I felt so much joy, the joy of being. And I saw my phone. I was like, oh, you didn't film. So I took the phone, I put it, and I started dancing and laughing and joy. I was like, whoa, it's only when you let go. Like, I have a video of this. It's only when you let go. And there was just this sense of being alive. I'm like, I am life. I am life. And, there was no, there was just pure life. No context of what happened, what's gonna happen. There was just being alive now. And there was also, it came like, oh, it's like an unfolding moment that just keeps unfolding. Yeah, but there was the awareness, or not the awareness, but in the moment, like, I don't know what I was afraid of. It's, I'm so happy that I did this. Like, it all came, but it was not from the, I don't know, was it from the mind? I don't know. But it was, you're just in this timeless state, and just, I didn't see it, but she shut off the phone, and I was going to them, and I was like, you're so beautiful, and I was like touching their face, looking in the eyes, and I'm like, I love you, you're so beautiful, thank you for doing this, hugging them one by one. And one of the women, they were like, you should make a Broadway play about this. And I was like hugging her as well, and giving her a kiss on the cheek, and I was just dancing and enjoying and happy. And then more and more, the contextualization came back. The sense of, I am here. I am here in this, like, all of a sudden this awareness arose, like, I am here in this room with these women. She has blonde hair. Like, the knowledge came. She has blonde hair. She has this kind of purple bracelet. This kind of contextualization came. It's like, oh, okay, I'm coming back. I felt the ground. I felt my heart. I felt the ground and the vibration of. It's like when my heart was beating, like, tuk, tuk, I just felt like that I was on the ground, because it was almost like I don't know how to describe it. Forget it. I just felt like, really like, okay, I'm coming back. It was all of a sudden like there was this complete, pure, translucent infinity. It was coming back more and more to density, being in the body. Like, wow, I'm so happy to have a body. Wow, so happy to have a body. So wonderful. So yeah. And then they were like getting ready. They were like, okay, can start to move down. So I took my phone and I started to record this video for the Bufo gang. Maybe I'll upload it. I started to record it, talk to them, because it was still pulsating. So the whole time while it was happening, the energy was just dancing through the body. It was just like making these movements, and these waves were going through, and it was all just happening. A lot of things were said. There was a recognition, like, I love you all, guys. I love everybody. I love you all, guys, so much. I wish you infinite happiness, the joy of being. Like, a lot of things were being said. I don't actually fully remember, but a lot of things were being said, or I do remember. And then after the video was done, I felt like, okay, it was calming down. And so, but there was still this openness, this elation. So I went down and I saw people, and I went over to everybody. I started to hug them, like, hey, beautiful man, how are you? Started hugging that man, started hugging that woman, looking in the eyes, giving them a kiss on the cheek, and just hugging them, and just feeling like, wow, everybody's so beautiful in their own expression. like their own unique way expression, like, oh, it's so nice, so beautiful, everybody's so unique, so uniquely beautiful, so different. Ah, so nice. Yeah, just going through that, and then they played a song, and my friend was sitting on the table, just sitting there. I'm like, why are you so grumpy? Why are you so grumpy? I touched him, and then we were getting ready to go. So while in the car, she was telling me, go on a call with a facilitator that you talk to. Like, okay, I will do that. And then she told me about the two biggest the biggest insights were like that doubt that freezes you when you have to make a choice. That's like a thing that you now can be aware of. That's what was revealed to you, and also that it's difficult for you to let go. There's like that kind of fear. And then I asked her all kinds of questions, like, can I do Bufo once per month? And she said, like, maybe a retreat, a 3-day retreat would be nice for you. But we'll figure that out later. But yeah, honestly, it's so interesting going through the whole experience. What became apparent was just the knowing of what Bufo is, and the thinking of my situations, where I am, what's going on with me, those memories and that story, and then the interaction, the what can happen, created all kinds of feelings. And I realized, like, holy, like I really been living this story of, like, I don't want to die. Like that was the story, and it showed me that. Yeah, coming home, I just felt like, wow, I now have a chance to live from this honest place. I have a chance to live from this honest, sincere place and start. So if I have this warmth and this aliveness now, I can just start to be alive and warm in these places that are really important to me, that I value, that I really want to live, that I really want to invest in, so that they become alive. And the things that don't, just, there was this immediate sense of, like, okay, this part has to end. This is coming to an end, and yeah, it isn't anymore a part of who I want to be. Yeah, I'm so happy that I did it. Honestly, I'm so happy. The consultation helped. The support of the Bufo gang helped a lot. That my friend was there helped a lot. The facilitators helped a lot. And yeah, for me, it's like such a deep revelation. Bodily conditioning also, because it's in the body. The fear is in the body. The clutching onto. So for me, like, it's very interesting that I now know I've seen it. Like, okay, when that implosion started to happen, there was this no, that feeling. Like, we'll see what happens, but I have a perception of that now. I know it's there, that movement, that holding on, that contraction, and yeah, that other part where I'm just stuck and frozen and cannot choose. I'm waiting for choices to happen or for something to happen. That's also like a big part. And this morning when I did breath work, it's very interesting. I did breath work, and after my breath work, all of a sudden the knowing came. Like, I saw my body, and the knowing came. Now you are ready to embody love. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what will happen in the future, but I really enjoyed the session. I'm really glad that I did it. And yeah, it humbles you. It really humbles you. I'm really thankful and grateful for this tool, for these people, for all the support I got. you really see how much in your own story, in your own world that you're living in, and when it's imploding, when it's collapsing, there's such a need to hold on, to not let it end. And then when it ends, there's so much freedom, there's so much joy, there's so much aliveness. Yeah, I don't know how often I will do it. I had the thought of doing it 7 times, but yeah, we'll see. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching.